secrets of the jaguar, master of the rainforest. In the heart of the world's most biodiverse ecosystems, where ancient trees tower like cathedral spires and the air thrums with the symphony of countless creatures, reigns one of nature's most magnificent predators. The jaguar, known scientifically as Panthera onca, stands as the undisputed master of the rainforest, a living embodiment of power, stealth, and evolutionary perfection that has captivated human imagination for millennia. Unlike its famous cousins, the African leopard and Asian tiger, the jaguar commands a realm uniquely its own. From the dense Amazon basin to the wetlands of the Pantanal, from the cloud forests of Central America to the scrublands of northern Mexico, this apex predator has adapted to an extraordinary range of habitats with a versatility that speaks to millions of years of refined evolution. The architecture of power. The jaguar's physical presence immediately commands respect. As the largest cat in the Americas and the third largest globally, adult males can reach lengths of up to 8 feet and weigh between 120 to 300 pounds. Their robust, muscular build differs markedly from the more slender profiles of leopards and mountain lions, reflecting their unique ecological niche as both terrestrial and semi-aquatic hunters. What truly sets jaguars apart, however, is their extraordinary bite force, the strongest of any big cat. With a bite pressure exceeding 1,500 pounds per square inch, jaguars possess nearly twice the jaw strength of lions or tigers. This incredible power serves a specific evolutionary purpose. Jaguars are the only big cats that regularly kill their prey by crushing skulls rather than suffocating through throat bites. This adaptation allows them to dispatch heavily armored prey like caimans and turtles that would be impossible for other predators to handle. Their distinctive coat pattern tells its own story of adaptation. The jaguar's rosettes, circular spots with central markings, provide perfect camouflage in the dappled light of forest floors. Unlike leopards, whose rosettes are typically empty, jaguar rosettes often contain one or more spots in their centers, creating a complex pattern that breaks up their outline in the shifting shadows of their rainforest domain. Masters of multiple realms. Perhaps no other big cat demonstrates such remarkable habitat versatility as the jaguar. While most people associate them exclusively with dense rainforests, jaguars have successfully colonized an impressive array of ecosystems throughout their range. They thrive in the flooded grasslands of the Pantanal, navigate the thorny scrublands of the Chaco, and even adapt to the arid landscapes of northern Mexico. This adaptability extends to their hunting strategies and prey selection. In the Amazon, jaguars prey on over 80 different species, from tiny frogs to massive tapirs. They are equally comfortable stalking terrestrial mammals like peccaries and deer as they are diving into rivers to catch fish, caimans, and anacondas. This dietary flexibility has been crucial to their survival across diverse environments where prey availability fluctuates dramatically with seasons and ecological changes. Their semi-aquatic nature sets them apart from virtually all other big cats. Jaguars are exceptional swimmers, often traveling considerable distances through flooded forests and river systems. During the wet season in the Pantanal, they may spend hours each day in water, hunting caimans and large fish. Their webbed toes and powerful limbs make them surprisingly agile in aquatic environments, allowing them to pursue prey that remains safe from other terrestrial predators. The art of the hunt. Jaguar hunting behavior represents a masterclass in predatory efficiency. Unlike the persistence hunting of wolves or the collaborative strategies of lions, jaguars are supreme ambush predators that rely on stealth, patience, and explosive power. Their approach combines the methodical stalking of leopards with unique adaptations that reflect their rainforest environment. In dense forest settings, jaguars often hunt by moving slowly through their territory, using their acute hearing to detect potential prey. Their large paws act like snowshoes, distributing weight evenly and allowing silent movement across soft forest floors. When they detect prey, they can freeze motionless for extended periods, waiting for the perfect moment to launch a devastating attack. Their hunting success rate is remarkably high compared to other big cats, often exceeding 50% in optimal conditions. This efficiency stems partly from their ability to deliver instantly fatal bites. While other big cats may struggle with large, dangerous prey like adult caimans, Jaguars can kill these formidable reptiles with a single crushing bite to the skull, eliminating the risk of prolonged, dangerous struggles. Jaguars also demonstrate remarkable problem-solving abilities in their hunting strategies. They have been observed using tools, such as breaking branches to access turtle nests or using floating logs as platforms for fishing. Some populations have developed specialized techniques, like the famous jaguars of the Pantanal that have learned to hunt caimans by grabbing them behind the head and dragging them onto land. Communication in the Green Cathedral. The rainforest presents unique challenges for animal communication, and jaguars have evolved sophisticated methods for maintaining contact across their vast territories. Their primary vocalization, a deep roaring call that can carry for miles through dense forest, serves multiple purposes: territorial marking, mate attraction, and individual identification. Unlike the continuous roars of lions, jaguar vocalizations consist of a series of grunts and coughs that create a distinctive sawing sound. Each individual has a unique vocal signature that allows other jaguars to identify them from considerable distances. This acoustic fingerprinting is crucial in an environment where visual contact is limited and territories may span dozens of square miles. Jaguars also employ an extensive repertoire of scent marking behaviors. They regularly mark trees, logs, and other prominent features with urine and feces, creating a complex olfactory map that conveys information about territory boundaries, reproductive status, and individual identity. Their anal glands produce distinctive secretions that can provide information about age, health, and genetic fitness to other jaguars. Visual communication, while limited by forest density, remains important in close encounters. Jaguars use a variety of facial expressions, body postures, and tail movements to communicate intentions and emotional states. During territorial disputes, they may engage in elaborate displays of dominance that can prevent actual physical confrontation and potential injury. Territorial dynamics and social structure. Despite their reputation as solitary creatures, jaguars maintain a complex social structure based on overlapping territories and temporal sharing of resources. Adult males typically maintain territories ranging from 10 to 100 square miles, depending on prey density and habitat quality. These territories often overlap with those of several females and may border or partially overlap with territories of other males. Female jaguars generally maintain smaller territories that provide adequate resources for raising cubs. The quality of a female's territory directly impacts her reproductive success, as areas with abundant prey and secure denning sites allow for more frequent breeding and higher cub survival rates. Territorial boundaries are not rigid barriers but rather flexible zones where encounters between individuals are governed by complex behavioral rules. Dominant males may temporarily allow subordinate males to traverse their territories, particularly during periods of abundant prey. Similarly, females may tolerate overlap with other females when resources are plentiful. The temporal dimension of territory use adds another layer of complexity. Jaguars often share space by using different areas at different times, a strategy that reduces direct competition and potential conflict. This temporal partitioning is particularly evident around productive hunting areas like river crossings or fruit trees that attract prey species. The miracle of motherhood. Jaguar reproduction represents one of nature's most intensive investments in offspring survival. After a gestation period of approximately 100 days, females give birth to 1 to 4 cubs in secure dens located in caves, hollow trees, or dense thickets. These newborns are blind, helpless, and completely dependent on their mother's care. The commitment required from jaguar mothers is extraordinary. For the first 2 months, cubs remain hidden in the den while their mother hunts to maintain milk production. She must consume enormous quantities of prey to sustain lactation while also maintaining her own body condition. A single hunting failure can mean the difference between cub survival and starvation. As cubs grow and begin to accompany their mother, they enter an intensive learning period that lasts nearly 2 years. Young jaguars must master an incredible array of skills: stalking techniques for different prey species, swimming and diving abilities for aquatic hunting, tree climbing for escape and den selection, and the complex social signals necessary for adult territorial behavior. The mortality rate for jaguar cubs is substantial, with fewer than half surviving to independence. Those that do reach maturity carry with them not just genetic inheritance but also learned behaviors and local knowledge that have been refined over generations. This cultural transmission of hunting techniques and territorial knowledge represents a form of animal wisdom that is irreplaceable once lost. Rainforest ecosystem engineers. Jaguars function as keystone species in their ecosystems, meaning their presence disproportionately influences the structure and function of their entire ecological community. As apex predators, they regulate populations of herbivores and mesopredators, creating cascading effects that shape plant communities, seed dispersal patterns, and even river morphology. Their role as population regulators is particularly important in rainforest ecosystems where primary productivity is high but nutrients are often limiting. By controlling populations of large herbivores like tapirs and peccaries, jaguars prevent overgrazing and maintain the complex plant diversity that characterizes healthy rainforests. Jaguars also influence the behavior of their prey species in ways that benefit ecosystem health. The presence of jaguars creates landscapes of fear where prey animals modify their feeding patterns, movement routes, and habitat use. This behavioral modification often prevents overuse of sensitive areas like riverbanks and forest clearings, allowing vegetation to recover and maintain diversity. Their role extends to seed dispersal and forest regeneration. Many of the animals that jaguars prey upon are important seed dispersers, and jaguar hunting patterns indirectly influence where seeds are deposited and how forest composition changes over time. Additionally, jaguar kill sites provide concentrated nutrient inputs that support plant growth and create microhabitats for specialized decomposer communities. Ancient bonds with human cultures. Throughout their range, jaguars have held profound significance in human cultures for thousands of years. From the Olmecs and Maya to contemporary indigenous communities, these magnificent cats have been revered as symbols of power, transformation, and spiritual connection to the natural world. In many Mesoamerican cultures, jaguars were associated with rulership, warfare, and the underworld. Mayan kings adorned themselves with jaguar pelts and incorporated jaguar imagery into their art and architecture. The word jaguar motif, representing the transformation between human and animal forms, appears throughout pre-Columbian art and suggests deep spiritual connections between people and these predators. Contemporary indigenous communities continue to view jaguars as spiritual entities and ecological indicators. Traditional ecological knowledge held by these communities often includes detailed understanding of jaguar behavior, ecology, and habitat requirements that complements and sometimes exceeds scientific knowledge. This indigenous wisdom is increasingly recognized as crucial for effective conservation strategies. The relationship between humans and jaguars has not always been harmonious. As human populations have expanded and altered landscapes throughout the Americas, conflicts between people and jaguars have increased. Cattle ranching, in particular, has created situations where jaguars prey on livestock, leading to retaliatory killing and habitat destruction. Conservation challenges in a changing world. Today, jaguars face unprecedented challenges that threaten their long-term survival. Habitat loss and fragmentation represent the greatest threats, with an estimated 20 to 25% of original jaguar habitat already lost to human activities. The remaining populations are increasingly isolated in habitat islands surrounded by agricultural land, cities, and infrastructure that impede movement and genetic exchange. Climate change adds another layer of complexity to jaguar conservation. Shifting precipitation patterns, increased frequency of extreme weather events, and changing vegetation communities all impact prey availability and habitat suitability. Rising sea levels threaten coastal populations, while changes in river flow patterns affect the aquatic ecosystems that many jaguars depend upon. Human-wildlife conflict continues to be a major conservation challenge throughout jaguar range countries. As human populations grow and expand into jaguar habitat, encounters between people, livestock, and jaguars become more frequent. Without effective management strategies, these conflicts often result in jaguar mortality and increased human resistance to conservation efforts. The illegal wildlife trade, while less significant for jaguars than for some other big cats, still poses a threat to local populations. Jaguar teeth, bones, and other body parts are sought after for traditional medicine and decorative purposes, creating economic incentives for poaching in some regions. The path forward: hope in the darkness. Despite the challenges, there are reasons for optimism about jaguar conservation. Advances in technology, improved understanding of jaguar ecology, and increased international cooperation are creating new opportunities for effective conservation action. Camera traps, GPS collars, and genetic analysis are providing unprecedented insights into jaguar behavior and population dynamics. Community-based conservation approaches are showing particular promise. Programs that provide economic incentives for local communities to protect jaguar habitat while supporting sustainable livelihoods are creating win-win scenarios for both people and wildlife. Ecotourism focused on jaguar viewing is generating significant revenue in some areas, demonstrating the economic value of living jaguars. Large-scale conservation initiatives like the Jaguar Corridor Project are working to maintain connectivity between isolated jaguar populations across their entire range. These efforts recognize that jaguar conservation must operate at landscape scales that transcend political boundaries and require international cooperation. The jaguar's story is ultimately a reflection of the health of the world's tropical ecosystems. As masters of the rainforest, they serve as ambassadors for the entire web of life that depends on these magnificent and irreplaceable habitats. Ensuring their survival means preserving not just a single species, but the complex ecological relationships that sustain some of Earth's most biodiverse ecosystems. In the dappled light of the forest floor, where ancient rhythms still pulse through the veins of the wild, the jaguar continues its eternal patrol. Each individual carries within it millions of years of evolutionary refinement, cultural knowledge passed down through generations, and the living essence of wilderness itself. Their survival is not just an ecological imperative but a moral obligation to future generations who deserve to inherit a world where such magnificent creatures still roam free in their forest kingdoms. The secrets of the jaguar are ultimately the secrets of resilience, adaptation, and the profound interconnectedness of all life. As we work to ensure their continued existence, we are also working to preserve the wild heart of the Americas and the irreplaceable wisdom that flows through the ancient relationship between predator, prey, and the forest that sustains them all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos.